Hi, freaks. Welcome back to the
The show. This is the fifth episode now.
fifth episode. Wow. We're doing
This is a lot. It is. I think before I would like the third episode. Held on to it for a long ass time.
Editing took a long time.
We filmed it like 3 weeks before it was posted.
Now we're just doing it weekly, and we hope you guys. I hope
Yeah.
all our 3 fans out there.
I think we have 6 subscribers on YouTube, and I think
hope all our worldwide fans are enjoying.
people are tuning in. I think if we had it consistent, if we're like, oh, tune in on Thursdays at 5 p.m., it might become a part of their schedule, and psychologically they'll associate like Freak Day, Thursday Freak Day or something.
Well, okay, I'm not sure we're there yet.
There's have you seen the freaky calendar of the week? It's like
I really didn't think that existed.
Monday.
No.
I think it's Tongueday,
No.
Wetday, Thirst Day, Freak Day. I'm like blanking on Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday. Sorry, I'm popular.
Let me think. I will have to pull it up, but there's a freaky term for each day of the week.
Put it right here.
Yeah, I'll put the calendar, and then you guys can like re-edit your calendars to match it.
It's really weird. Who does that?
So which day do you want to associate
film?
Freaky Day with?
We're not making Freaky Day.
I mean beating the Freak Day. Should it be
the
Monday,
answer is
Tuesday, Tongue
any
Day?
time after work where I don't feel like I need to nap immediately after. And I only have like 1 or 2 good days a week.
Maybe what day?
Sure.
But
what day it is?
what days at 5 p.m. is when they'll tune in. But yeah, here I will jump into the first segment. Enough talking about this freaky calendar.
I went to Veld for the first time.
How was that?
It's okay.
That's your
It
first like rave.
Yeah, festival, don't people call it that? It's like it's a music festival. It's not really my type of music, but I can see myself kind of getting into it. You know the doonch 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 doonch, you know.
For how long?
Like hours. So it starts at 2 and it ends at 11.
What time did you go?
Like 2:30.
So you actually stayed
The whole day. I guess how many steps I walked
20,000.
per day.
20,000?
More.
More?
More. On Saturday, so that's the second day, I walked 38,000 steps. And that's just from dancing. I don't know how they track steps. Like the phone,
Yeah.
it senses you like moving, but like I was doing a lot of like jumping back and forth, so the entire I did more steps in those 3 days than I did not the entire year, but like you can check on my step thing. It goes like this, and it goes all the way up. Good for me.
How do you spend that 8 hours? Dancing the whole time?
Yes. Genuine. I'm not even exaggerating, but like by the end of it, it hurt to stand. It felt like my legs were gonna fall off, but it was pretty fun.
Were there a lot of ABGs and?
Oh, so many. Actually, there's a lot. Okay, because Caravana was also happening. There's not a lot of black people I felt. It's mostly, I would say like 50-50 white people and then Asian people. And the Asian people show up in big groups, big Asian friend groups, man. So it was just me and my boyfriend that went. So it was just me and him, and then I see huge like Asian friend groups. Part of me feels like, damn, like I kind of wish I had that.
Have you ever been in a friend group like that?
Are you asking if I ever had friends?
Have you ever had a big Asian friend group?
No.
There's like tropes with it. Like there is this whole thing that went viral on TikTok that was like those groups are always like toxic.
I've heard that that Asian friend groups are always toxic, and there's actually a term for it at raves.
What is it?
They call them when they move through the crowds, right? Guess what they call it?
Tsunami? I don't
No,
know.
they call it Asian rave trains. People on Reddit would be like, man, these like Asian rave trains are so annoying because it's like if you imagine it, you're dancing and then someone comes in front of you and then another person, they're holding hands. They're like, oh, it's the Great Wall of China across this dance floor. I didn't know that existed until like literally yesterday, but apparently people complain about that. But I wish I had a big group of like Asian friends sometimes. And I'm like, because if I want to go to Hot Pot, who do I bring? My boyfriend.
You know, I was actually part of one of those friend groups for like a month.
And what happened? Membership revoked or what?
Yeah, essentially.
What?
So oh my God, like this was during COVID,
Okay.
and then there's like this WhatsApp chat that we made like for all the first years, and then someone was like, "Hey, I'm making a group for like Asian students or whatever."
Yeah.
So then I joined that. It becomes like a big Asian friend group. Like they're all people that go to raves, and they're like under that like stereotypical kind of like ABG lifestyle, like Kevin
Yeah.
Nguyen kind of.
The Kevins and Vivian Trans, yeah.
I actually know someone named Vivian Tran, but that's another topic.
I feel like it's a very popular Asian name.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people know Vivian Tran.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, I was literally part of them. We went to like an event. We hung out like 3 times altogether.
Yeah.
I think there was like one event that I didn't go to with them, which was like they like rented out a cottage, and like I just didn't really want to drive 3 hours
Understandable.
or like
Yeah.
something like that. I think what just happened, like how I got my membership revoked, was just like they just like made another group chat of like just
Without you?
yeah, kind of like with 6 people. So it went from like 20, and I think I made the second cut to like to like the 10, to 11, 12.
It's like interviews.
Yeah, I think how you make the cut is you just show up. You just go to the event with them.
Yeah.
If you're like a yes person and you just keep going to the stuff with them,
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, like they'll keep inviting you. But like if you don't go to like one, it's like, oh, he didn't come to this. And that might have been the cottage.
Probably. Because I always thought, like, if you have a really big friend group, like, I'm talking, like, 15 people. Is 15
Yeah.
big? Am I outing myself as, like, a fucking loser?
No,
right now?
no.
But, okay, like, say you have a really big, like, 10-plus people friend group. Like, my thing is, like, you're not all, like, tight like that, are you? Like, it's impossible to be, like, tight with every single person like that. So, like, I'm sure it's not, like, everybody's, like, you know.
Yeah, I think that's why it gets toxic, because like these people aren't your
Right.
real friends.
There's
So it's like
gossip and
yeah.
cliquey.
Yeah, so it's
within-
so easy to like get disconnected.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to have a big like Asian friend group, and you can like coordinate like rave outfits and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then all that cute stuff. Man, people have their butts out at Veld. People just have booty cheeks like just hanging out, like just titties popping. Like it's so crazy to see fits at Veld.
Do you see people riz each other? Like, do you see a lot of guys?
Not really.
Asking them
no.
out?
I feel like people who go to like Veld, they go to either one, just like dance and have a good time and like with their friends and stuff. You don't go to like riz up somebody like you would to the bar, or they go to steal phones.
Yeah. Okay. So how did that happen? You said you saw someone try to
So
steal
there's-
someone's phone.
There's this short blonde bitch and her tall as fuck boyfriend. And when you're in the dance crowd, you're like this.
Yeah,
like,
the
we're next
shoulder-
to people,
shoulder.
right? Especially when like a big like headliner is on, like Martin Garrix or like Marshmello or whatever. So they were weaving their way through the crowd, pretending to move away, and the boyfriend would like indicate like with his hand, he'd point to somebody, right? And it would always be somebody with a backpack. So the zipper is faced behind you, you can't really tell. And then she would go up and she would start pulling on the zipper of this guy that was in front of me who had a backpack, and then while the boyfriend like provides cover, and then I was watching this. Actually, I wasn't watching this. I lied. My boyfriend was watching it, and then the dude turned around because he felt his zipper being tugged,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh no, I'm so sorry. Like I swear, like my wristband just got like trapped on your zipper. I was just trying to like get free. I swear." And then he's like, okay. And then they continued making their way through the crowd. But that's exactly how they do it.
So they open their backpack, take
yeah.
any valuables.
Yeah, and then just run off. And there's so many stories at Veld, like, of people just losing their phones. After that incident in front of us, because I was dancing, I wasn't even looking, but Hendrik told me later that's what happened. Like literally 10 minutes after that incident, like 3 people around us were like, holy shit, like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Yeah, and it sucks.
They all had backpacks.
Well, some of them. And I think other people just had it in their pockets. But this one dude was like, oh shit, where's my phone? In the middle of like Marshmallow playing. Who was the closer for Saturday.
Yeah.
And it sucks, like, what do you do now? Like, you don't have your phone. You're in the middle of like the best like performance. You just kind of have to like ride it out.
Yeah, like your night's kind of ruined.
Yeah, like what do you do?
Your night's
That
already
sucks.
ruined.
I just felt you kind of have to be like smart about it. Like I'm always doing like phone checks and stuff, and that was like my first festival. I'm very paranoid about my phone getting taken.
That kind of reminds me of this one thing. So I went to this like spa,
Yeah.
the sauna. So it's called like Othership.
Yeah.
So it was like a sauna and like ice plunge. So in like a cold bath or whatever, ice bath.
Yeah.
So I had like a really like relaxing time, and then I find out like my hat is gone. So I go in my locker and like my hat isn't there. I like check every stall.
Wait, who goes to the sauna with a hat?
No, so I don't. I leave it in the locker. I don't go in a full fit.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that was a little weird.
So then I lost it in like the locker, and then it was like kind of like low key. The rest of my night was kind of ruined, because I really liked the hat, and like I literally had to practice what I learned in the sauna of like taking deep breaths and like
No way.
letting things go, and like staying relaxed, because like literally, I was so furious. I was like, I think people steal hats a lot.
Oh, for sure.
In lockers.
For sure. In swimming pools too. One time I walked into a change room and my shoes were gone. Who steals shoes? That's fucking nasty. Like somebody's dogs have been in there. Like that's gross.
How did you get to your car? Like after?
I think I just barefoot. You gotta barefoot it. What else are you supposed to do?
Have someone carry you. This reminds me of something at Kennedy Station.
Okay.
So you already know it's like this dirty ass station.
Kennedy Station, if you're not from Toronto, is the crustiest, dirtiest, not sketchiest, but definitely sketchy.
Yeah,
dingy
it's one of like I feel like one of the dirtiest ones.
Probably, because it's neglected.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about Kennedy Station.
So this like group of friends walk in,
Yeah.
and then it's like 2 guys and a girl, and the girl I think she has heels. She's holding heels in her hands.
She's walking barefoot.
She's walking barefoot with heels in her hands.
She's just raw dogging the tiles.
I didn't even realize what was going on, but the
Ew.
TTC employee, like at the tap-on station, like where the entrance, he's like, gentlemen, what are you guys doing? He's like, why are you letting the lady like walk barefoot?
Yeah.
And they're like, what are we supposed to do? And then he's like, carry her, like let her like piggyback on you, because like the floor was nasty. The floor is nasty.
It's always nasty.
And
that's
she's
a
walking
given.
barefoot from the entrance.
Ew. How high were her heels?
They were like probably 5 inch,
That
4
is
inch.
ginormous for heels.
Yeah, they're kind of big. Like this was from a distance. I wasn't really up close to them,
Yeah.
but they were like, I'm sure they would have been uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
it's a sacrifice.
walking barefoot,
Fashion for function.
yeah. But then if you end off the night like that, it's like, is this really worth it?
Yeah, I know, that's really nasty.
What would you want someone to do in this situation? Would you want your boyfriend to?
First of all, I would never wear heels like that out.
Yeah.
I don't want heels like that because it's just I know I wouldn't be able to walk. So I probably wouldn't.
Okay, what would you want someone to do for
Okay,
someone else?
Realistically, if he can carry her, sure, why not? Chivalry, whatever. But like not everyone can carry and not everyone
Yeah.
can be carried. So in that scenario, it's like I wouldn't expect somebody who can't carry me to do that. Now one of us has sore feet and the other one has a broken back. Now who's winning? Nobody. You know what I mean?
So do you judge those guys for letting their friend walk like that, or do you just say
Well,
it's on her?
It depends on the scenario. Is this guy a skinny guy?
Yeah, they're both pretty skinny.
Okay, well,
But she was like a short, also skinny girl.
well, I wouldn't judge. I think I'd be too like flabbergasted watching her bare fucking feet slap the cement.
Yeah, like no sock. Like it was like
I think I'd
bare
just
feet.
be like, that's really nasty.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before. It's nasty in general.
Like Tegan, she was probably gonna take the subway after that.
That's so gross.
Like in my head, I was like,
Nasty.
first thing a lot of people do is like they're like, oh, we'll switch shoes. It's like the guy will end up like walking
Yeah.
in the heels or something
Yeah.
and look silly, but like the girl can walk.
Oh,
But-
that's what you're talking about?
That's one option,
Uh-huh.
but it's also like, if you're the guy and you're like, do I really want to wear these fucking high ass heels to fucking on the subway for the next hour?
I don't know.
Low key,
I don't know if
I would contemplate that. I would
Okay, but
struggle.
there's another thing I heard on TikTok a while ago is about like red flags in a guy, right? So if you as a girl have like or holding like a purse, like a cute like purse, right? And you ask the guy like, "Hey, can you hold this?" You've seen this before, right? If he does something where it's like he's holding the bag out like this and walking, that's a red flag because it's like it's just a fucking bag. Like it doesn't make you gay to hold like a purse. But if he's like comfortable and he's holding it over his shoulder, he like is confident and makes it like part of his fit too, then that's like a really good, like really big green flag.
What if he holds it like this on his elbow?
That I would say is a beige flag. I have some questions. Because I don't think I've ever seen that shit
I've done
before.
that before.
You've done that before?
Like as
Okay,
I say as a joke, but a lot of things I do are as a joke. Like someone gave me their purse like to hold when they went to the bathroom, so I
Yeah.
was just like, okay.
That's fine.
But I was like, this would be
guess.
funny when they walk out.
As long as you're not like that guy.
Beige flag, yeah.
Because I feel like I know guys who would do that. They're like, no, why the fuck? You hold your own bags. Like,
Yeah.
Do you even like your girlfriends?
Put it on the ground.
That's so embarrassing. I sometimes hate that. I think like, oh, that's so embarrassing for the girl. Like
That the guy's like
it's just being with a certain type of guy. I think, oh, that's so
like
fucking
too
embarrassing.
like toxic masculinity.
Yeah, and
of,
then I'm like, am
yeah.
I like blaming her? And then I'm like, maybe I should look into that myself. Cause like, I can't lie, some of y'all are so messy, so fucking messy, and it's entertaining, and I can't help it. Like, did I tell you there was this girl I met a while ago, and she has been on and off with her boyfriend for years now. And you know how I know they've been on and off? Because every time they're in a fight, she takes him out of her Instagram highlights. She takes him out of her bio. She posts stories of like SZA quotes or like quotes that are like, you know your worth, or like, you're so much better than you realize, or like, sometimes you need somebody who appreciates the little things that you do. Stuff like that to let everybody know. And then like a week later, he'll be back on her story highlights. He'll be back in the bio. They'll be posting together like love of my life, or like I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you, and like stuff like that. That's so embarrassing. How long are you gonna go on like that? That is crazy to me.
This episode is gonna be like talking shit about strangers, talking shit about people that we know. Like, oh my god, yeah. Speaking of messy, like repost people who repost stuff, that like repost things.
To get a reaction.
Yeah, like the stories, like
Yeah.
reposting like TikToks that are like so sassy. They're like, oh, I only do this to upset him to do this. It's like toxic TikToks, like just like, yo, what are you doing? There's one person who I asked, who I like was friends with, so I asked them like you know, we can see all these reposts you're posting, because they like went through a breakup, and it was all like, it started off like sad stuff. And then it was like, you don't need a man. And then it's like, I'm so independent.
You're watching all the stages of grief.
Yeah.
You're subject to it whether you like it or not.
I watched them process all of their emotions in front of my eyes. Without seeing them in person, I watched them process
it's about
it through
sending a
in social
message.
media. And then I was like, you know, we can all see this. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, are you intending for like him to see this?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, like him and his friends. I want them to know how I feel. I'm like,
I can't lie. I can't even hate. That shit's entertaining to me. I'm messy. I love the drama.
I hate people with like an attitude and like who are like super sassy.
Like sassy with it.
Yeah, because like there's one person where I was in line. So I went to this concert. I went to Party Next Door. And then I got the VIP package. So there was like a meet and greet.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this line to the meet and greet. But I wanted to make sure I was entering the correct line, because this was like after the show. And this There's everyone everywhere, like bathroom lines and everything. So I went up to the girl at the back of the line, and I was like, "Hey, is this the line to the meet and greet?" And she's like, "Yeah, thank you." And I'm like, I don't say anything. Like, what is there to say here? And then
You say you're welcome back. You're welcome.
I should have. You're welcome. And then her friends kind of checked her. Her friends were like, "Why'd you say thank you?" And she's like, "Oh, I just felt like being sassy."
Yeah.
I'm
no,
like-
messy I can handle, but like attitude is not it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like high schoolish.
So why are you being mean for no reason?
Concert etiquette is just something that's always like,
She was a messy girl
how can you tell?
because a lot of stuff. Because I was in line with them, I witnessed a lot of stuff happen.
While you were eavesdropping?
Not really. Here's one thing. Okay, so she was in the line, but she wasn't even a VIP person.
Oh,
So she was in line waiting for her friend. She was with her friend, so she wasn't even gonna go past the security. So then eventually, like, when the people were checking the wristbands and the VIP stuff, they're like, they got kicked out of the line, and then she went and met her friend out after the line. So there was like this bar area, and she like squeezed through the sofas to like chill with her friend. But it was like a area that like you shouldn't be like parkouring over. And then even when she started leaving, like she was like knocking over like there's like jugs of water because it was like a restaurant bar thing.
She
She's
knocked
like-
them over? That's
They were
so
like
rude.
tippy, and then there was a server there who like picked it up before it was like tipped over. Like she was like, yeah, she literally squeezed in between two couches just to like sit with her friend, and then like I had to leave, and then obviously like had to go through like a fucking table to get in, and I'm like,
Some people are just very inconsiderate.
I'm like,
I call
yeah.
it lack of spatial awareness. Like, is that hard to like not be an ass around people? We were at Walmart the other day, and there was this lady, like obviously Karen. She had the Karen cut, so I don't even feel bad about calling her a Karen. She's standing in the middle of the area where after checkout you go to the exit, and she was complaining to a manager or something. And she just kept on like talking and talking, and then I was just standing there with the cart waiting for her to move, and then she looked at me like I was being the most like annoying little bug on the planet, and she didn't even say excuse me. She's just like, and then like let me through. Why are people like that? Why are people so rude? Yes, we are also being rude in this podcast as we're just hating, but you know.
it's so interesting because I feel like everyone thinks they're nice. Or
That is
90%
true.
of people think they're nice, but then it's like, but they'll openly like talk shit about something.
Wait, is that us right now?
Do you think you're nice? How nice do you think you are?
I think I'm pretty nice at first until there's a reason for me not to be nice, and then I don't like you.
Same. I think I'm kind to strangers,
Yeah.
like always, like.
Yeah.
But I think when you get like sassy with attitude, I'm like, yo, fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
I won't be like mean to them, but like in my head, I'm like,
I think there's a difference between being mean and just being not nice. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like,
yeah,
I feel like if I'm being not nice to someone who I just don't like, I'm just not, being friendly to like, oh, like, hi, how are you doing? Or stuff like that. Or like asking like, oh, would you like me to get you this? Or like stuff like that. But like being mean is different. Being mean is like, it's almost like an art form. To be the right amount of mean where it's like, just to let them know that you dislike them, but you're not like causing them serious emotional harm.
like you're going out of your way to
Going
let
out
them
of your
know.
way to let them know. That's being mean. Just not being nice is just like being neutral.
Yeah.
But I feel like in general, like most people are nice people. I like to believe in people. You know what I mean? But at the same time, they also fucking piss me off. So.
So when you believe in people, how do you ever know their intentions though?
You don't.
Yeah, so it's like if they actually truly had bad intentions, how would you ever know? Like even if you confront them, it's only if they're honest about it and they say, "Yeah, I did this cuz I wanted to be sassy." Or if it's like I did this, or they can just spin it and say like I did this, like I didn't know that it came off as this way.
I don't know.
But you're like,
I've only ever known that some like I feel like I don't run into a lot of people who are mean to me on the daily. I like to think it's because people aren't pissed off about the things that I do.
You have aura?
I don't like to surround myself with like people who are mean to me, obviously, but like
Yeah. I mean,
only obviously. But yeah, this whole episode is just kind of us hating and then us being a little bit of a
yeah, us like
That's-
literally airing out like our traumas about strangers or like people.
Just don't push your way through crowds. Don't
be
have no
mean.
self like awareness of your surroundings, and don't be sassy. We'll be good.
Yeah,
I think that's all.
we should go on. We should switch to a positive note.
Okay, on a positive note, what's one thing you did to help somebody else today?
Today,
Yeah.
Today I was nice to someone and then like tried to help them secure a position, a job.
So you hired someone.
Well, we didn't hire them, but like I did, I could to vouch for them and help them with an opportunity. How about you? Nothing.
Stop.
You wish for a million wishes that you could use on yourself.
I helped a client today. I answered the phone and I was really nice to them. Boom. That's my good deed today. That's
think you
actually
made
just me doing my job.
Do you think you made their day?
No. Have you ever spoken on the phone with somebody and they made your day?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not like that. Context. This is during my job. Okay, I was
Yeah.
doing work.
No,
I
I've
don't
talked to
think I've ever
customer
made
service
anybody-
people. I've talked to customer service people who are like who've made my day. I was like,
What, by agreeing to give you a refund or what?
by going above and beyond
Okay.
to be like, I noticed this on your account too, and let me fix this. To like bring up problems that I didn't even know that I could get fixed.
Okay, but they're only going to bring up the problems because they know they can fix it for you. They're not going to bring up problems until you know there's a problem if there's no fix. Half the time, my job is telling people bad news. Like, hey, I know your grandpa died, but I can help you with your insurance claim. Like, half the time, people don't want to get my calls. They don't want to hear, hey, you missed your insurance payment. They don't want to hear, like, hey, by the way, your policy might lapse. Like,
What's your tips to giving bad news?
use a calm voice like this and be, like, very slow and gentle.
And that works? Like they don't get mad?
Generally. Although I have experienced sometimes when I pick up the phone and clients just start yelling right out of the gate.
What do you do? Do you just maintain?
There was one time a client actually made me cry on the phone. Like, she actually made me cry. I don't even know what she was talking about. Oh, I do know what she's talking about. I won't say for obviously confidentiality reasons, but like this is like a 30-minute phone call where I just got yelled at. Max volume, max speed, just one after the other. I was like, oh shit. We ended up dropping the client because my boss is awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it expected that you take it, like you sit there and take it,
No,
or
no.
or are you allowed to be like, sorry, like I'm gonna hang up?
Eventually, yeah.
Like-
Basically, in my line of work, you have to do as much as you can to cover your ass in case they decide to come back and sue you. But like, in general, you don't have to take shit like customer service reps do.
Yeah, like if you're like, please, like call back when you're
I'll say
like, I can tell that you're not happy right now, and I would really appreciate if you call back when you're in a calmer state, or I can
I
give you
think
someone
if
else.
I said that would make them flare up even more.
And then just hang up after.
Can you
Once you
imagine
say-
hearing respectfully calm down and call me back later? That would send me into a fury.
And then they hang up, and they don't pick up, and then they just block your, like they don't pick up your phone call
So
for the
that's
next
thing.
hour.
Working with face-to-face like customers, client-facing work, man, that shit's rough. No wonder customer service reps have like the least job satisfaction.
Yeah, like they're like the most unhappy job,
Because you go to work to be yelled at. That's essentially what you get paid to do.
and they don't even make that much.
No,
Like it's like normal kind of amount. Like
that's rough. Yeah.
yeah, they kind of. I feel like they just. I think once you're good at it, it's like you disassociate. Like you have like when you're talking customer voice,
You have
customer
the-
service voice, you're
Yeah.
like you're like, I'm not me right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretending
yeah.
to be a robot. Like I'm pretending
It's
to be the
Your
face
work
of the company.
persona.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I know a lot of people hate this job, and a lot of people who aren't currently in this job like complain all the time. But Starbucks workers, baristas, Starbucks baristas.
Yeah, we had this. Yeah, we won't even repeat what we were just talking about. It's just, we're just cutting to the next scene to pretend this is. We have to go positive aura.
Yeah. Yeah. Good thoughts. There's a little frog that lives on the lawn of my boyfriend's house. It's very cute. We put out a water plate for it.
So it's like consistently there, or it just
No,
shows
actually,
up.
it's been missing for the past day or so.
Year?
I hope it didn't day.
Oh.
I hope it didn't get eaten, but it's a very cute little frog. I told him to watch out when he mows the lawn. Because this dude, little Kermit, is tiny. Anyways, that's my little ray of sunshine for the week. I hope that bit of positivity did enough to offset the entire 30 minutes that we've been sitting here talking shit.
Yeah, let's compliment things that people have done for the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and we'll end it off there.
Okay.
So what's something that made your day, or someone did to you, or it's something you saw someone do that was like, yo,
Honestly, today my day has not been made.
I'm right here.
No. If anything, it's actually it's making my day worse. Okay, let's try not to complain.
I think when you take a step back and you look at things from a bigger perspective,
Okay, we're alive.
then it's like you can find stuff that's like, okay, in the grand scheme of things, like there is stuff to be happy about.
Okay. We're alive. We're employed. I had a great nap on this couch.
Grateful for our health, yeah.
Yeah, good
Not
food.
any yeah, friends, family.
Yeah. Life's good. In conclusion, life is good.
Shelter,
Clothes.
Fortnite.
Fortnite's in your list?
It's pretty cool. It's pretty important.
Okay.
If I play it every day, then I should acknowledge it. I shouldn't dismiss it. I think it's important.
Shout out to Fortnite for making Evan's day.
Shout out to Fortnite. Shout out to internet. Shout out to Instagram. Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to Beauty and the
Okay.
Freak. Shout out to Beauty and the Freak fans. Shout out to viewers on Instagram. Shout out to the algorithm. Shout out to people who made the algorithm. Shout out to Mark Zuckerberg. Shout out to TikTok CEO. Shout out to Vine. Shout out to.
Shout outs that don't need to be shouted out.
You're not grateful for Instagram?
I guess I am, but like
Imagine life without Instagram.
I have a love-hate relationship with it. So maybe give a partial shout out.
I saw this one meme that was like millennials, no, not millennials, like boomers. Like boomers always complain about like Gen Z being lazy, and like Gen Z hates them back, and out of like, oh, you guys bought a house so cheaply and stuff,
Yeah.
and like you guys like work wasn't as serious for you guys, like it wasn't as hard to find a job,
Mm-hmm.
but Gen Z has Instagram scrolling, and
Is that a win for us?
we have Instagram and we can use low key.
Like, is that actually a win for us?
Like think about all those old movies where it's like where they're in their suits and stuff and they're like, I hate my job, you know?
Oh, that's
and then they
true.
freaking like drink beer in the fucking park.
That was the era of the I hate my wife.
Yeah, like my life sucks, I have a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
But for us it's like
We've
we
been
know it's bad.
nullified.
We know it's bad and it's like and then we get dopamine
I know.
from free
Basically.
items.
Okay.
Dopamine
fine.
from the tip of our fingers.
I still don't know if that's a win for us, but sure.
Okay, would you rather have a house or Instagram? Think about it.
Does that mean I could have TikTok?
Think about like how they did they even have texting?
Boomers? Fuck no.
They had to call people.
They were like in their 20s when the internet came out, right?
Not even. That's like the one
No.
after boomers.
Oh.
And it's like they're probably in their 30s when the internet came out.
Hmm.
So take that in. Like, I know there's a lot of people are like, oh, mental health is like hurt by that. But then
At least our generation knows that smoking causes cancer.
But then the mental health of the boomers when they were working doesn't sound good either. That they're so unhappy. I think we're just destined to be unhappy.
We can't generalize. First of all, we're supposed to be talking about happy things.
Yeah, I'm saying how great Instagram
we're
is.
destined to be unhappy. What the fuck?
We're destined to be unhappy,
this is the happy segment of our podcast.
But we have Instagram and TikTok.
Shout out to Instagram.
Shout out to Fortnite. Shout out to
no, shut up. But
TikTok.
the specific side of Instagram that shows me froggy artwork and squirrel videos and crocheting tutorials and baking. That's it.
What did boomers have to do to get the same dopamine that we get?
They smoked, bro. That's what I've been telling you.
So Instagram or smoking? Shouldn't we be grateful for Instagram? It replaced smoking for us.
I don't know. I think vaping replaced smoking for us. So actually, we have both.
Okay, how many people do you know vape?
A lot of people.
Okay, but back then, what was it? Probably like 75% of people smoked cigarettes
true.
because they thought it was like good for you. I would probably be smoking cigarettes because I'd be like, this is calming, and the fucking doctor says it's good for me. But then we have Instagram, and people are like, Instagram's so bad for you. But it's like,
You know what? I feel like everyone just needs to go and stand in the middle of a meadow, like once a month, just soaking up the sunshine. No Instagram, no social media, no nothing. Just standing there in the middle of the greenery. I feel like that would solve a lot of my problems.
I never found nature that calming. But I think after I went to Vancouver, I developed appreciation for it.
What do you mean nature's not that calming?
Like, we had this class, like environment class or something, and then it's gonna sound so interesting to people who don't know. But like one of our assignments was like, go out into nature, and then like meditate for like 5 minutes.
That was an assignment?
Yeah, and
you
then
got
like
graded for it?
I think it was like just participation mark.
Yeah.
It was kind of like tell us how you felt before you went there, and tell us how you felt during the meditation, and how did you feel after.
Mm-hmm.
And like for me, I didn't feel anything. Like I felt the same amount of stress and the same amount of like energy before and after.
Okay.
But that's why I'm like, I don't really see nature as calming as some other people do. But I guess after I went to Vancouver and I was like kind of deeply immersed in nature, because it's like you're in the middle of a forest basically. Like you'll see giant ass trees that I'm sure are like hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
And that's like more interesting than like what I've experienced in Toronto.
Well, Toronto's barely, you can barely call Toronto like nature.
Yeah. I mean, we have bluffs. There's like other parks. There's like Riverdale Park.
Still,
Hyde
like
Park.
it's like nothing compared to
Yeah.
West Coast. Because they have mountains. That's really nice. But they also have really bad housing crises there. Worse than Toronto. So I guess it kind of works out.
It's the win-lose. It's like
it's a trade-off.
you have nature or you like have more houses and condos. Obviously everyone's gonna choose like I would rather if I could have a house there, like I'd rather live in a less populated kind of still city area that has a lot of nature.
Yeah.
But then it's like economy and stuff. It's like now you're gonna have to spend a lot for that.
Yesterday I went down a rabbit hole of there's this girl on Instagram who farms all her own shit. She has a little garden. She's a little home in the forest, like the literal cottage core life. Including like no like obviously electricity, but I went down that little rabbit hole and there was a serious thought that popped up in my mind in that moment. I was like, damn, like I don't mind living this life. Maybe not forever, but like for a few years.
Making your own food, living in a garden, living.
I'll literally be like that guy who was like away in the forest during all of COVID and came back to humanity and was like, what the fuck? There's a pandemic. Like I'll be that guy, and I wouldn't even mind.
He's like, what the fuck? TikTok? This shit is awesome. Why did I leave?
Seriously.
I think I could see myself doing that if I was like with the right person, I guess.
Oh, how romantic.
Like having that enough, if I had enough, if my social needs were met.
Yeah.
then I could do that. But if I was alone,
If
no,
you're
that,
alone,
that's like
yeah, okay.
that's like being locked in the box and thrown in the hole.
I guess so. Yeah.
Could you
Why
do
all
it
the-
alone?
Probably not. That's why all the Disney princesses that live in the middle of fuck ass nowhere, they have the birds, and the rats, and the squirrels, and the deers. 'Cause what else are you supposed to talk to? I feel
Yeah.
like social isolation. If I was alone, that'd just be social isolation, and that would be like almost like a form of torture.
Yeah, if you had pets, then that makes up for it.
Even pets, maybe, yeah.
Not, yeah, because you
But
can't
no-
talk to them,
no, I
but
feel like you have to have somebody there.
to talk to,
Yeah.
yeah. You're probably gonna like hallucinate someone. Like you're gonna
Probably.
have an imaginary friend, or you're gonna talk to yourself a lot.
And then it becomes a horror movie rather than like a cute cottagecore.
Yeah, then
Type of
it's
thing.
like
Yeah.
you're like, why? I'm just living for my survival.
Basically.
You're like, I'm not living. What would you else? It's so. I know we're talking about being grateful. It's so.
Oh yeah, how did it get to this? We're supposed to be grateful about stuff. Yeah, grateful for running water.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say like sewage and stuff. Like, we have running water and
And
everything.
Bluetooth and electricity and shit. To this
Wi-Fi,
day, I don't
yeah.
know how Bluetooth works. How did we get Bluetooth? What even is that? Wi-Fi, don't know how it works.
Music speakers.
Music speakers,
Spotify.
sound waves and stuff. Don't explain it to me. I won't understand it. But I'm grateful for it.
Maybe we'll leave it off. Tell them what they should be grateful for.
You should be grateful for YouTube so you can watch us. Your phone so you can watch us.
Be grateful for the fact that you got to live in the same generation as
As us.
Beauty and the Freak. I think that's
Yeah, subscribe. You'll get 4% prettier per day. Your teeth will get whiter. You'll get taller.
like think about like how the universe came about and like all the cosmic dust and elements on the periodic table had to come together and form the beings that started Earth, like started life on Earth, and then eventually that evolved into having Instagram, Wi-Fi, YouTube, cameras, you, me, Cameron,
Okay.
and this show, and these ideas, this energy. Think about all of that stuff that came to be here right now. These millions of years, this like
Okay, we're not trying to give them
gigawatts
an
of energy.
existential crisis. This is just saying goodbye.
But you could be like with
You're
this
getting clingy. You're gonna scare them off.
with this existence, we should be grateful. Like think about how crazy it is that this
Okay,
happened.
On that positive note, we're gonna end.
Please like, subscribe, and hit that bell button.
Okay. Goodbye. Bye, freaks. Until the next one. Please consider following. We'll be your best friends. We'll form our own big Asian friend group. And even if you're not Asian, you're still invited.
We'll do those trains.